Heyo and welcome in today. You're joined by me, Daniel, and I'm welcoming you in. Welcome into the channel. Welcome to this video. And today we're talking about a certain topic. In these videos, I usually chat about certain topics. In the past, we have artists in. Sometimes I talk about 90-minute art challenges and things like that, and all sorts of things. But today, I'm talking about a certain topic while I paint part of this robot, part of this children's book scene that I've got going on. Anyway, we'll go into the topic here. So, the topic is keeping your inspiration flowing. Now, as artists, keeping your inspiration flowing is quite important, keeping things rolling. I think it was last week, possibly, might have been, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I talked about motivation. Which is a little bit different, something about motivation. Uh, Not 100% sure, I can't remember the full topic, but I do have a video. And I've talked about motivation before. I have talked about inspiration in the past as well, but here I'm going a little bit deeper into, keeping it flowing, keeping it going. Yeah. And we'll start out with the first point here. And I usually in my videos make these points so that I can keep the video going. I can, go into specifics about, this topic and really go through the list of things I'm thinking of rather than just like jumble the whole thing about it. It's a little bit more structured this way. But yeah, my first point here is what is inspiration? That's my first point. What is inspiration? Google says, it's a mental stimulation, seeing something and getting like a good vibe, a good feeling, being inspired, also, inspired to do something, coming up like with a timely idea, being inspired or having an inspiration to do something. Yeah, it's kind of a feeling you get when you want to create, um, inspiration. um, the awesome, it's great for me. Inspiration for me is definitely, seeing movies I want to see, seeing Avatar for the first time, the not the Airbender one, but the actual Avatar, I think it was like 2 or 3 hours long or something, the actual movie is, but it's full of like dragons and, awesome scenes, and that, walking out of the cinema after seeing that movie, I felt like really inspired. I went home, started like drawing dragons, and which pumped me up to keep drawing and keep creating. Some things in my life keep me inspired every day. Mean so much, and even just walking out, looking at life, going to museums, and those kind of things just inspire me to want to create. It's a feeling that you get, after just living life, you get an inspiration to want to do things, want to do something. I want to create children's books. I like telling stories. I like seeing stories and wanting to tell them and seeing characters do things. And, animals. I really enjoy seeing animals. It inspires me to create interesting animals. Seeing, say, Iron Man or something wanted me to inspire me to create that Iron Man pug. And seeing the Disney Aladdin inspired me to do the pug Aladdin. That's what kind of inspiration is, and what it means to me, and what I've used it in the past, and how I got inspired, and that kind of thing. So that's a little bit about what inspiration is. Um, And then, I'll go into my second topic. These videos are shorter, they're 20 minutes long, so I don't have to sit down here for 40 minutes and ramble on too much. You guys are, hopefully you're more interested in these videos now that are a little bit shorter, not so long, and a little bit more focused on little, points. So, broken down to points for you so you can watch, these videos in parts if you like. Watch the first part, watch the second part. It's up to you. I really do appreciate if you do come in. Don't forget to, like, share, subscribe. It's awesome having you guys. I just reached 1K subs, which is awesome. And I'm hoping to keep the ball rolling because this is a great channel to run. I'm hoping to run it, to keep running it. But anyway, after that, I go into my second point here, which is motivation versus inspiration. Now, there is a lot of confusing lines here about, motivation and inspiration and the differences between them. And everyone has like different opinions and things like that about these two kind of things. But what I, researched, so I did a little research before, making this video, is motivation is a reason to act, whereas inspiration is reaching a point of wanting to act. So, there is a little bit different, a reason to act, you get motivated because you want to get out of a slump or something. You get motivated because someone gave you $20 to do a commission or something, so you're really motivated to do that commission. Something like that. That's a motivation, a goal, aspirations. That's kind of motivation. Whereas inspiration, is like, reaching a point of wanting to act, reaching a point, me coming out of that cinema after seeing Avatar, wanting to really do something and wanting to create and, be involved in creating things like that, dragons, illustrations, just, artistic things. What I did kind of want to be a part of that kind of film industry kind of a thing. But one thing to lead to the other. I got inspired by kind of children's books and storytelling and children's illustrations. So that that led me down to this path of wanting to really do children's book illustrations and more static kind of imagery. Not really. I could, one day get into the more movie scene possibly, but more of the kind of children's movie scene basically. Although Avatar was, it had a lot of, like, I would say, kiddie friendly things like dragons, dragons to draw kids to you. But it did have like adultish themes, more older kids more. But it had overall, like, the main, thing about the movie though was like it's realistic, it's the most realistic movie you've ever seen in your lifetime, blah blah blah, at the time. It was really awesome. But that's the kind of the main difference. Motivation is like hearing for instance, one of my big motivators is listening to someone like Bobby Chio, Adam Duff, excuse me, so what's here, Aaron Blaise. There's awesome artists out there who give amazing talks, and listening to them gets me motivated, gets me pumped to do things. And you need them both. You need inspiration and you need motivation. And sometimes I feel they feed themselves. You need your inspiration, just looking at life and just looking at, whatever inspires you, movies, children's books, games. You need that in your life to get motivated to do things. It's like, inspiration gives you, what you want to act on, and then the motivation lets you act on those things. So they are different, but you need them kind of both to be in your life to, make something, to create things. You need them both. You need an inspiration, a direction, kind of a calling, and then you need a push of, how to do. And, inspiration, I have, made a video about inspiration, sorry, about motivation, and I'll leave you a link here, for one of my motivational videos up top there, that you can go check out. But so a bit more topic on motivation, but inspiration, I'm focusing on here. If you have any questions about inspiration, feel free to ask. But that's the difference between motivation and inspiration. I am live on Twitch. I do stream these on Twitch, but they also go onto YouTube as well. So if any of you guys want to check this out, via YouTube, feel free. If you want to come in and actually see me on Twitch and actually ask some questions, I do streams on Tuesdays as well on Twitch, so feel free to check those out. And link to my Twitch is on my YouTube channel. Yeah, but those are the differences between motivation and inspiration. So I'll go into my third point here, which is finding good sources of inspiration. Now, this is, I guess, a tricky one to talk about a little bit. But, what I'm saying here is trying to find, kind of good sources of inspiration, good places that keep you inspired, keep you going, keep you motivated. There's a lot of things out there that can inspire you. There's walks, there's the internet, there is, say, Instagram, and there's just life. There's a lot of places where you can get inspired, and there's good things and bad inspirations. And everyone has their different opinions, obviously, what is good, what's bad. Being inspired to do something because you took some shrooms, that could be looked as a good thing or a bad thing. Everyone's going to have different opinions about that. But there is kind of, I get a good source for everyone to have, inspiration. I guess the negative side, say, somewhere like Instagram, is that you could look at other artists' work and get de-inspired. Look at it and be like, well, I can't do that. And be demotivated. It doesn't get you anywhere. So there is, a negative and positive side to all sources of inspiration. But just go out there, live your life. Your inspiration will come to you. You'll find the good sources when you find them. For me, going out, outside, just go for a walk is good. Seeing movies and seeing, haven't been able to lately, due to a few things. Haven't been able to see movies, but I see, movies, say, on Netflix, and shows on Netflix. I see, I'm playing a game, Ori Will of the Wisps. That's an amazing game. I really love the artwork. I really enjoy the characters in it. The monsters, some of the monsters, are, bug related and animal related, and some of the scenery is awesome. it's really, you know, great inspiration for me. And you'll find your own sources. I look at Instagram. I have to go out and find artists to come on this channel through, you know, Instagram, through, you know, LinkedIn, through ArtStation, through DeviantArt. And I look at a lot of different interesting artists. And some I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, their art's amazing. But I always look, you know, at other people's art through like a lens, like more the fact, how did they do that? You know, let's like look at it and be like, okay, they did this way. How can I, you know, that's okay. So that's how they did it. Like, I was looking the other day, I'm working on a dragon. Um, and that is challenging because I have lizards and things that I can look at, but there's, you know, there's no, you know, full reference of dragons out there of what an actual dragon looks like. So I've had to look at other artists' work, how they've rendered their, you know, their scales and that kind of thing. So you know, that's always good to go out and find that inspiration to help you out. Yeah, from different sources. But yeah, you know, I suppose you can say there's no bad sources, but you know, yeah, there are finding the good source basically is what you want to do. Finding, yeah, the great source of inspiration for you. And it doesn't always have to be Pinterest. It's different for everyone. Um, yeah. But yeah, you know, we go into the last point here, which is let your inspiration flow. Um, and that's a really the important one, you know, let it flow, let it go, just let it be. Let your inspiration, you know, guide you. Because it will, you know, you get inspired to do 3D art. Um, but then one day there'll be another pull that will inspire you to, um, you know, maybe pursue 2D art or pursue, you know, graphic design. You know, there might be another pull and just let it be, you know, if you want to head towards something else, you know, you want to, even if you want to give art up and go do something else, it's, you know, let it, you know, be. If it will guide you. Um, you kind of be happier that way if you follow your inspirations and um, you know, be inspired and let it flow. Uh, and you know, just yeah, keep your inspiration in check. Keep doing what you enjoy. Find new sources, find new ways to get inspired. You know, we all get stuck in a rut sometimes where you just don't want to do anything, you're demotivated, de-inspired. So, you know, finding new sources of inspiration, you're going to the latest concert that's out there, going to something different. Like I went bowling a couple weeks ago, which is really awesome. It's something different, going, you know, doing different things every now and again, just going for bike rides or something different. Always, you know, looking out and trying something new. Um, and yeah, keep creating. You know, it is challenging to keep creating, but your inspiration will pull you to keep creating if that's what you really enjoy. Obviously, if you don't enjoy it, it won't pull you towards it. If you don't enjoy creating, you don't enjoy drawing or whatever you want to be doing, you know, you probably drop it. You know, so you just keep creating. I, you know, have days where I just don't want to draw, I don't want to create. But I don't let that, you know, let me discourage me, get me demotivated. Dan Ekus had an awesome video on his channel, one of his latest ones, and he was talking about scheduling, a little bit about his scheduling, and how he kind of fills up his day with tasks, but if he doesn't finish all like his tasks, he'll just move it on to the next day, and so forth. He doesn't let it kind of get him demotivated or anything. He just moves it to the next day, and then picks it up the next day. He doesn't worry about it too much, and that's awesome to have. You want to reach above those goals, like he says in that. And don't let things get you demotivated. Just feel inspiration and let it flow through you. Keep creating, guys. So that's about it. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks if you came in and checked out my Twitch stream. I really do appreciate it. It's awesome. If anyone wants to check me out on Twitch, or if you just watch this on YouTube, there's awesome as well. Feel free to like, share, subscribe. Keep drawing, keep creating, and see you in the next video.